Whether you're looking for a Chevy car, truck, or SUV, go see my friends at Apple Chevy in Tinley Park. With over 500 new and used vehicles in stock, they have what you're looking for, and at the lowest price possible. Go to applechevy.com. I got more of those Blackhawks DVDs in my hot little hand. Actually, wait, I got one. I thought I had more than one. I got one coming up this hour. We'll be giving that away right here on 720 WGN. It's the Rokon Show with Anna DeBlantis. All right. Are you ready?
For what?
I have an open letter.
Oh, okay.
An open letter to millennials.
Oh, I know. Yes, you were talking about this yesterday. You're kind of mad.
Yeah. This was actually in the Chicago Tribune yesterday. The kids being back home. I read this and I thought, this makes complete sense of what's happened. Now, my daughter is a millennial. She is out of the house. She has 3 jobs. So I take her out of this equation.
And there are others to take out too. I mean, my gosh.
Nope, apparently not.
No?
Just my daughter. I hope that's okay. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. More than 5 years after the end of the Great Recession, 18 to 34-year-olds seem to be comfortable with a lifestyle differing dramatically from that of those older than they and younger, too. It's interesting. There's like a whole new generation coming up under the millennials.
And they're like, hey, why would we move out?
Well, no, those.
Oh, they're doing okay?
They're like the younger. They may be the younger siblings, or they know they got an uncle or whatever that's a millennial, and they're like, we're getting out. We're getting out as soon as possible. It shows that 16 million millennials are living at home, compared to 13 million before the housing bust, right? In the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Since the Great Recession, I should say.
Way more.
Yeah.
Staying at home. And then the numbers haven't come down, even though we're 5 years out of the recession.
26%, fully a quarter of young adults are living with their parents.
And what's a millennial? Up to like 30?
Yeah, I mean, they're saying 18 to 34 here because that's an advertising demographic.
Yeah.
I think it really is about 30, 31, something like that.
Can you imagine 30 living with your parents? I was dying to get out, I got to say. I mean, how old were you when you got out of the house? Didn't come back?
20. When I came back, we were having we had health issues in the family, so I stayed and for a year after, not even a year, 9 months after college, and then I moved out immediately. As quickly as I possibly could. And much to the chagrin of my mother, who I think still believes I should be living with her at the age of 50. But anyway. Separate
issue.
Yeah, that's a separate issue. Anyways, the point is that the economics of this are really impacting the nation. Because as it turns out, now if you listen to this is fascinating. Again, in the Tribune, this is a Gail Marks Jarvis story in the Tribune. The job market, as we all know, and she points this out, is softer than it needs to be. But it's still, it's not that there's unemployment. Unemployment rate is way down, but there's underemployment, right? These jobs are not paying what they were.
Right.
Actually,
the benefits aren't the same, or you're part-time, and like your daughter, you need 3 jobs instead of 1 in order to make the ends meet. That's very common.
Right.
More common.
And now, unemployment is less of an issue now with 7.7% of those in this age group under or unemployed. And that's up from, or down, I guess, from 12% during the middle of the Great Recession, right? So they're making strides. Haven't moved out, though.
Yeah, so they're more employed and they're making more and they're older, but they're not moving out.
Right. And now because they are not moving out, now here's the rub. Here's what has happened.
All right, let's hear it.
Because they are not moving out, they are negatively impacting the housing and related industries. For example, your Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's just use that as an example.
They've got to be hurting.
It doesn't help them. It's a wonderful store.
Yeah.
But people aren't buying soap dishes.
Garbage cans, all the fun stuff you can get there.
Because when you move in, here's a little something for the person who's still at home living in their bedroom. When you move out you get to go to Bed Bath & Beyond, and you get to go to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever you like. Name your products. Container Store, one of my favorites. Z Gallery. I don't know. Whatever it happens to be. You go there. You go to Value City Furniture, and you buy stuff.
IKEA.
Right. IKEA is another good one.
Yep.
You go there and you buy stuff because you need a bed frame or you need a picture frame or you need, as you said, a garbage can or that fuzzy toilet seat cover. I don't know.
You need everything. You need the iron. I remember just buying my first silverware at Target, and I remember how expensive everything was when you got to start from zero. You put out a lot of money over that first year of like just kind of feathering your nest with the basics.
And do you know what else they have ruined? The shaving industry.
Well, you mean because of those razor companies,
the actual razor company. Now, the groomers are doing great. Like the clipper groomer thing, you can't keep those on the shelves. But if you want like just a regular razor, that you get where you're going to actually clean shave yourself, forget about it. Shaving cream, forget about it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of the economic picture quite that way.
Right.
Until now.
Exactly. And who's doing great?
Who?
Tattoo parlors.
Yeah.
Tattoo parlors doing great.
The skinny jean stores. Because you still buy those if you're living at home, right?
Light ear accessories.
Ear accessories. That always gets you, right? The hole in the ear thing.
That gets me. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. And, hemp sales, huge.
Yeah, I think one of the underlying issues, though, is that student debt has tripled, almost quadrupled in 10 years. Where it used to be $500 million nationwide, now it's over $1.5 billion. So they're saddled with that right off the get-go. So you're not thinking about Bed Bath & Beyond. You're thinking, how do I get out from under that?
So, and now there's another interesting statistic in here about millennials, too, is that millennials not only, though, as I pointed out, 26% still living in their rooms with their parents. There is another percentage of those who have moved out. 47% of millennials are living out of the house with a partner or a roommate, right? And now they've doubled up on roommates. So there's tough. More people living. It's like a cargo container coming from China. There's like 30 people in a space that's built for two.
Yeah, roommate situations. I don't know. That only lasts so long.
Yeah.
Only lasts so long. But, I guess I talked to a couple who were kind of trying to get their millennial son to move out, but then he wanted to move the girlfriend in, so it went the other way. But they're like, what do you do? We're doing the laundry. They want to get the
millennial son
They want to get their own son out of the house.
So he moved his girlfriend into their house.
No, I want to bring my girlfriend in. And they're like, no. But they're like, we got to make life more difficult here. I mean, we're doing the laundry. We're making the meals. We got the refrigerator stocked. We don't really ask him for rent. I guess he helps out with this or that. But if it's that comfortable, you're not going to want to move out, I guess. Isn't there something to that?
Sounds like that movie, remember, with Terry Bradshaw and Matthew McConaughey, Failure to Launch?
Sarah Jessica Parker, right?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically what we're dealing with here. What we are dealing with.
Kim, when did you move out of the house?
Oh, I was extremely young.
Yeah.
She was married. 14. She got. She's from Kentucky.
On your own.
I was seriously. I was married at 21. 20.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. You look so young.
Wow.
Yeah. Kids are grown.
And it worked. 30 years.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Let's see if
what a success story.
Carry the two. Have a five. Yeah. All right. So now, did you get married in college?
I was in college. Yeah.
Wow. Were you a freak when that happened?
Very much so. It took a while for my friends to catch up with me.
Yeah. I mean, were you like right out of college, or were you still in college?
No, I was still in college.
Like before your senior year?
Mm-hmm. I was a junior.
Oh man, that's one of those deals where that makes that sorority party awful. When you're here's my husband,
buzzkill.
Yeah, that goes on there. I think there's another story in there right there.
Yeah, I think there is too.
And now I look at my kids who are way in their 20s. One just got married, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, I would never tell them to do that, but it all worked out in the end.
And did they live at home for a while?
No, all of my kids, actually, my youngest just left this summer. He's going to law school, so now he's really gone.
Oh.
So they're all gone. You're an empty nester.
They're all
totally
gone.
empty.
I've been an empty nester for a while.
All right. Well, good for them. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, I got married young too. I got married when I was 20, just turned 24 in a couple days. So it was, fairly young. It was 2 years, and I was, But woof, that was good. I didn't care. We were having a kid, and we were getting out, and we were getting out. It was all good.
Starting life on your own.
I was like,
realized how hard it was. You wanted to go back home yourself.
And I'm like, can I come over and do some laundry? All right, we'll take your phone calls at what is it? 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200.
Wish you were handier around the house? Learn how to tackle those DIY projects with some help from local home experts. You can do it with Weekend Workbench, Sunday mornings at 11 on WGN TV.
Saving his pennies for someday. Mama Leone left a note on the door. She said, "Sonny, move out to the country. I've been working too hard to give you a heart attack."
There you go. Moving out. Talking about this story that was in the Trib yesterday. Apparently, there are some economists and the Pew researchers have figured out that this thing about millennials staying at home longer and living with their parents until they're 30 or 31 or 32 or whatever it is screwing up the economy. And so it's like it's in ways you wouldn't possibly expect, because home building, rental prices. The fact that
the housing economy in general, buying new homes,
right?
Largely because a lot of times you can't afford it, the 20% down payment, but that's not going.
Toothbrush holders,
they're not flying off.
They're not flying off the shelves because people are like, I'm still using my mom's cup. What is going on? All right, to the phones we go. 312-981-7200. Elisa, you are on WGN. Go ahead.
Hey, Raul, love your show. Just had a quick story to tell you because my husband has taken this as his mantra. The mama eagle, as soon as the babies can fly and leave the nest, she tears up and destroys the nest so that they can't even come home.
Yeah. So you're going to burn your house down, is what you're saying.
Parents probably thought about that.
Yeah. Well, we threaten the kids, as soon as you're leaving, we're selling the house in the burbs, and we're going to have a small place in the city, and the Palmer house is down the street.
Ooh,
right. That's a good idea. That is an excellent idea. All right, thank you, Elisa. I think that may be the only way to get through this. Oh yeah, no,
good idea.
Bedroom's gone now.
Yeah, where are you going to stay? On the couch? That's not so comfy.
Matt, you're on WGN. Go ahead, sir.
Hi.
Hey.
2 years old, and I graduated back in 2014, and I've been living at home since, and I actually love living at home. So my friends that had also graduated with me, not a single one of them moved back home at that time. But I can tell you right now, about 75% of them have moved back home after not receiving a job offer and not able to pay their rent and student loans coming due. So it's kind of dependent on your situation as to, I think, what's best for you, that person. But
I think there is a lot of this idea, and I'm sorry that we're having a little bit of a trouble with the phone system here, but I think but let me ask you a question. What do you think? How old are you, Matt?
23.
Okay, you're 23. All right, so how many of your group of friends, what do you think the percentage are that are still living at home?
What was that?
What's the percentage of friends who are still living at home?
About 37, 38.
So like 1 out of 3 of your friends is still living at home. And of those kids, how many are just wanting to live at home because it's easier because mom is still doing the laundry? And then how many of them can't do it because of the money?
Honestly, I think maybe it's just a group of people I kind of hung out with, but a majority of them that did move back home was not because they needed their parents to hold their hand throughout life. It was more or less because they wanted to be financially stable. And so I guess to answer your questions, I would say none of them are dependent on their parents.
You know them better than I do. I have my own preconceptions. I'm Trumpian in my preconceptions about these things. All right. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.
Because that's part of it. Some it's the reality that you can't move out, and even though you want your independence, it's just too difficult. I mean, how many roommates can you have?
Ron, you're on WGN. Hello, Ron.
Hey, how you doing? I'll be brief so you can get to the 4:30 update and all that. But anyway, what I was
Apparently, Ron is the child of our program director, but go ahead.
Thank you, Ron. Everyone loves you here at GN.
well, what I was going to say, though, really quickly is I'm looking, I'm one of these guys that looks at the glass half full, half empty. Is the glass made out of glass? Is it plastic? Is the water clear? I look at all angles. Well, I'm not in that situation, and I can certainly relate, you don't want to be abused by, somebody that just got out of college. But times are still not the greatest, even though the economy has gotten better. But here's the kicker, and I was telling your producer, is that when these people, the parents, like the parents of a couple years ago with Destroyed the Nest, when they get up in age and they're going to need some help with assisted living, and you never know what the situation is going to be, they might have to turn to their kids. And, their kids, obviously, if they are still love their parents and are truthful, will help their parents. But they can easily say, well, where were you when I needed you? So you got to kind of, I'm not saying that's,
I don't know. You know what? I think that system, I see what you're saying. And I appreciate it, Ron. I'm going to get to the bottom of the hour news here. But I think that's sort of an understood thing. I didn't want to live at home, but I will take care of, my parents as they get older and have to the degree that I can. And,
but he's saying if you kick them out and just say, get out of here, you're on your own, even though you can't afford it yet or you aren't really able to be on your feet yet, then you're going to be like, no way am I taking care of you.
I'm going to find a doctor who was actually a doctor in the Caribbean who's actually a practical nurse here in Chicago and work it all out. That's what I'm going to do.
Texter says the article makes it sound like millennials are purposefully ruining the economy. I'd love to be able to afford things my parents could, but at my age and student debt, I just can't.
Okay, well that's very good. I can tell because the proper use of the term purposefully.